In the break of the First World War, the Ottoman Empire would be quickly overwhelmed by the war effort, being overwhelmed and later divided by the Entente until the rise of Atatürk and the Republic. But what if that didn't happen and the empire survived the Great War? For this scenario and alternate history, multiple things will be changed so this scenario can happen. First is that Russia takes longer to mobilize than it did in real life, giving the Germans and Ottomans an easier chance of winning the Eastern Front. The second is that the British and French forces convince Arabs to rebel in Hijaz, and greater instability that would divide the command and people of the Ottoman Empire. And third is that Ottoman leadership and command are overall stronger, having greater influence in Arabia as well as in British Kuwait. So now that we have set the ground rules, let's get into the scenario. The Ottomans would join the World War, blocking the Suez Canal being a crucial trade area, as well as putting their focus on the Egyptian offensive, planning to reach Cairo, and would next start to mobilize for an offensive and defensive line of the Caucasus as Russia fails to mobilize in time for the German offensive. Outside of Turkey, the Germans and Austro-Hungarians started an offensive into Russian Poland and western Ukraine with little retaliation, and in the Western Front, the Germans started a so far successful offensive to Paris. The Germans started to push more than anticipated by 1915 and started to reach the core regions of Russia. In retaliation, the Russians staged their first offensives in both Persia and the Caucasus to distract the Central Powers. However, this would backfire, as Ottoman units went on the offensive, occupying the Caucasus and Georgia, as well as funding Persian rebels and occupying the Suez. This would also encourage the Germans to continue their Russian offensive until the winter and spring, worsening Russian morale and nationalism, although the Allies trying to convince America to join the war as well as a very silent Western offensive, the Germans still worried about loss. By 1916, the Central Powers cornered Russia into a deep stalemate, capturing Kyiv, Minsk, and Petrograd. The Russians are forced to surrender as the Central Powers now focus their attention on the West, with the Americans refusing to be involved with European matters and now a large force of Germans at the corridor. A large push for Paris is made. By the time the outskirts of Paris are reached, the French and British agree to sign a treaty, and with that the Great War ends.